Hi, this is Jessica Crystal Joy, Feminine Empowerment Educator from Houston, Texas. This week's YouTube video is actually going to be completely different than the ones I've been doing. I am starting with this video interviews of other women of color who are sex positive or sex educators. And because there's usually a lack of visibility, unfortunately, of those of us out there who are educating, presenting, teaching, doing workshops, and things of that nature, of different shades of women out in the conferences and the articles and blogs, I'm putting it out there so hopefully it can raise the visibility, get more inclusion, and also get a voice that might not be heard as much out there. And so these videos are going to be a little bit longer than usual. And so what I'm going to do to counteract that is to cut them up. And this first lady is M'Kali Hashiki. And so I hope you enjoy and let me know how this is so I can kind of gauge if this is something I should keep doing. Enjoy the video. Today I'm going to be interviewing the wonderful M'Kali Hashiki and what she does and what she gives to help people get inside of their bodies again and into the erotic and how she brings wellness into that. So thank you so much for
Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, so as you said, I'm M'Kali Hashiki. That is my whole first name. And I am an erotic wellness facilitator. As far as certifications and trainings go, I am a certified sexological body worker. I am a certified sound, voice, and music healing practitioner, and I am a certified tantric sacred intimate. And I've been doing this work in one form or another since I think 2005. And primarily what I do is help people connect or reconnect with their erotic voice and power. I actually see the erotic as related to but separate from the sexual and the sensual. And my ultimate goal is to work with people around their erotic power, but I don't believe you can access your erotic power if you're having a unsatisfactory sex life. So that's often the entry point when I'm working with people.
that is so beautiful. And can you share with us what exactly got you started? Or this is something that I actually feel an urge to share with others.
Um, so I'm a Scorpio, and I am a Black queer woman, and I have always been somewhat sexually precocious. I had my first sexual experience with another person at 9. I actually created my own vibrator at the age of 12. Um, I was always the person in my social and professional circles where that people came to ask questions about sex, like, is it true that blah, 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 or I heard that you can do this, is that true, or how can I do this? I'm not sure how folks knew to come to me, maybe because I talk about sex a lot. And also people have shared with me that I appear to be very grounded in my body and in my physicality. So I guess somehow that once people noticed that, they thought, oh, well, this person must be someone that I can talk to about sex. So that was going on pretty much all of my life. I was living on the East. I'm from the Midwest, but I was living on the East Coast, working for a national queer organization. And then I got involved in the leather scene, blah, 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 blah. And then in 2003, I moved here. My mother was dying in 2001, and one of the things I noticed, she was in a great deal of pain, and one of the things I noticed is that when she was in a coma and uncommunicative, she would sometimes moan from pain, and I would sneak into the bed with her and place my hand just on her flesh over the place where I knew the cancer was, and she would stop moaning and sort of settle back down. So that was really a moment that struck me about the importance of touch and the incredible power of genuine, authentic, caring, loving touch. So I came out here to San Francisco after she died, and I was doing a bunch of different things, and I somehow fell into this organization called the Body Electric. I started taking classes from a gentleman named Chester Maynard, who is unfortunately no longer with us. I went to his Massage 101 class, and he started talking, and I was like, oh my God, this man is a prophet. I want to learn everything I can from him. And so in the year 2004, I think I ended up taking 6 classes with him, and just was really struck by his understanding not only of the body, but of the power of loving the body, and how actually working one-on-one with bodies was actually a path to changing the world. I'd never heard anyone talk like that before. So Body Electric was an organization, or is an organization, is still around, created in the 80s, I believe, primarily to help gay men find physically safe ways to express their sexuality and sexual desire for one another. This was at the beginning of the AIDS pandemic. And so they also have classes for women. They have classes now for queer bodies. And they also had a massage certification at that time. And that's where I met Chester. And that's meeting Chester. I always knew that. Did you ever read Essence magazine?
Sometimes I do read Essence, yes.
Okay, so back in the day when Susan L. Taylor was the editor-in-chief, she had the editor's page, or like she would do a little essay about what was going on. And anyway, the illustration was her from her profile, and she has very long she had long cornrows and braids at the time. So it was a profile of her, a drawing, an illustration of her, and you would see her face, and then you would see her braids, and then it would go back, and her braids would melt into the cosmos, and there would be like a starry night and skies. And at one point, I realized that that's what sex was for me, that when I was having the kind of sex that I enjoyed the most, I really felt like there was no back to the back of my head, that it just went right into the cosmos, and I was one with the stars. And I thought that everyone felt like that, and then I found out that was not true. But then I also learned through my work with Body Electric and Chester that it was possible to help other people have that experience. And Joseph Kramer, who I then studied with, I did the sexological bodywork course, calls people like me erotic ecstatics, people who are able to easily reach altered states of existence through accessing their erotic power. So my goal is to help other people really be able to access that power, to be able to understand the wisdom that is stored in the body, be able to access that wisdom, and really be able to access their erotic power as a source of fuel for everything they do. So not only do I have a spiritual need to do this, but also it's quite political for me as well. Audre Lorde's essay, The Uses of the Erotic is Power, is my personal, professional, and political manifesto, and that actually also guides my work. So that was a very long answer to your short question.
It was very detailed, and it gave the history, though, for the people who didn't know about all of this, and gave a little tidbit about sexological bodywork, which is great because it is on the rise, I noticed, but it is still something that people are a little unaware of. So I think that was great. And one of the things that I love about interviewing others that are also sex positive healers, facilitators, educators, teachers, whatever they want to call each other, we're all educating others, and we're all doing something to help people get in their bodies again and into feeling. And instead of just robot, I do A, B, C, D, and everything's fine. And one of the things that I love about that is we all are touching different aspects, all different voices to reach the mass people. Because for me, when I started on the journey of looking for teachers, some of the people that were very popular, I just didn't quite vibe with their message. It was hard for me, the language they were using. And so we're all getting a different pockets.